Hello everybody and welcome back to NCAA 2004, and we are here. We are here with another clash of all clashes right now. The previous game I thought was going to be a really high-powered clash, and it wasn't, but this one hopefully is going to be a little bit more entertaining. I hope so. But today we're going up against number 3 ranked Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, who are carrying a 10-game win streak into Tuscaloosa right now against our 25-game win streak, which I did look up between videos, and the longest win streak in Alabama history, Crimson Tide history, is 28. So from 1978 to 1980, Bear Bryant won 28 straight games, and that is currently the record. So that's even before this game, so that is the record. Nick Saban would have a 20-game win streak, which looks like I think it was his most, between 2015 and 2016. That was his height, but we've already beaten that. So we are currently going for Bear Bryant's record of 28. So we're 3 games away. Hopefully we can extend it to 26 over Notre Dame and snap their 10-game win streak, stretching back to last season. So speaking of last season for the Fighting Irish, again, Notre Dame, another team that we haven't really focused on or highlighted too much in this series, being an independent. That kind of happens. I figured we would have played them at least once or twice. We might have, if I remember correctly. We might have. I think we did play them once as one of our out-of-conference games, but because they weren't that good that year, I didn't really record it or focus it or anything. But I think we have played Notre Dame before. Either way, in the first year, Notre Dame was actually pretty good, but they kind of took a development time in year 2 and year 3 where they weren't that good. But since year 4, they've been on an increasing level of competitiveness, and even last year they finished in the top 5 at 12-1. So Notre Dame is definitely a formidable opponent, trying to find their way to the BCS national title. It's going to be hard being an independent and no conference, but they're going to try nonetheless. That's a problem that real-life Notre Dame still faces to this very day. So, but either way, we're going to get things underway. It's already late in the first quarters. Both offenses have really struggled to move the ball, but Allison able to find J.J. Wright. I mean, that's where we're at, throwing the balls to J.J. Wright in order to get any kind of offense moving here. So 3rd and 2, and Jesse Allison's going to hand this one off to Marquise Houston, the fullback, and it looks like he might have been short, but he's going to get up and clap as if he did get the first down. So we're going to go with our boy on this one, and we do get the 1st and 10. So Jesse Allison, no one in the backfield here. He's going to look him back to pass, moves to the right, and dumps it off to Jody Quinn, who's going to pick up just about all except that last yard to get the 1st and 10. So it's going to be probably about 2nd and 1. Moving forward. So 2nd and 1 now from the Notre Dame 19. We're going to hand this one off to J.J. Wright, who redirects, heads left, and then moves to the right and gets the 1st down and a little bit more just to get us inside the 15. So the drive will continue. We're finally putting something together here late in the first quarter after struggling to do so. So already under a minute left to go. Allison's just going to run it himself. I don't know why every time Jesse Allison runs the football, it looks like that. Like he just snaps and immediately is like, F it, I'll just do it myself. It doesn't even drop back fully first. He just runs for it. So whatever, it works. So on a 2nd and 2, we're going to hand off to J.J. Wright, who gets a generous tackle animation, gets pushed forward into the end zone. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Crimson Tide, and we finally strike first in this game that really just took the entire quarter really to get anything going for either team. And thankfully, we finally strike first, and we're going to take a 7-0 lead over the number 3 ranked Fighting Irish heading into the second quarter. So we are with the ball once again here in the second quarter on a 2nd and 9. Jesse Allison dropping back, dumps one off to the left side of the field, and he finds Scotty Mitchell inside the 20. And finally, that matchup between our quarterback and Mr. 89 is finally connected somewhat, man. We've been waiting for it all game. So on a 3rd and 9, Notre Dame's defense applying some pressure. Jesse Allison under some pressure and has to get rid of it. Scotty Mitchell, that one hits him right in the numbers, but he cannot come down with it. There was a little bit of contact, but he definitely should have had that ball. So on 4th and 9 now, bring out the kicking unit here. John Bellamy kicks this one up here, and it is good. There was a little bit of wackiness in the last video in Columbus, but that has all been solved and figured out. There's no wind here. Even though it's a mucky day here in Tuscaloosa, I don't believe there's a lot of torrential winds. So 10-0 is the score, but Notre Dame will not be kept down for long as their quarterback, O.J. Malloy, finally finds an open man downfield for a nice connection, and now Notre Dame is finally cooking with a little bit of gas here. So on 3rd and 7 here, the whole backfield clogged up with guys, but O.J. Malloy is going to throw for it himself, and he tries to dump it off to the running back, Ryan Robinson, but he is unable to keep it in his hands, as it looks like maybe C.J. Bennett was able to knock that one loose. And so now it's going to bring up 4th and 7. Notre Dame's going to keep the offense on the field. Malloy's going to try and throw for it again. Goes to the same part on the field, but this time it is caught for a completion as Clemson Clinton Murray, the senior, is able to haul that one in. He got completely behind the defense on that one. C.J. Bennett was so good on the last play, but on that one, just kind of lets Murray get behind him. So on a 3rd and goal, our defense is still applying that pressure, but unfortunately, Ryan Robinson able to get brought down inside the end zone just past the goal line. So Notre Dame will cap off this drive with some points, even though our defense really applied the pressure and really fought hard to keep those points off of the board, man. But we can't expect them to be perfect. Our offense needs to step up now late in the first half with only 10 points to speak of after our performance in Columbus is not a good look. But Thomas Samples is going to make up for some of that himself here. Breaks off 2 tackles, and it's a foot race that he is going to win as he dives forward into the end zone. And we get a huge touchdown from the passing game of this Alabama offense as Jesse Allison lays up a deep bomb. And look at that. Thomas Samples toe stepping, the toe dragging, or tight roping is what I was trying to say. Tight roping along the sidelines, and it looks like that second tackle kind of broke him out of that animation, or else he probably would have just went out of bounds organically. But thankfully, he was able to break out of both those tackles and get in the end zone. So we add a late touchdown here in the first half to go up 10 points over Notre Dame, maintain that 10-point lead here. But things are not set in stone. Notre Dame is very much in this game. O.J. Malloy steps up and makes a nice throw once again to Clinton Murray, and Clinton Murray's breaking some tackles and getting inside the 10-yard line. And C.J. Bennett is really just struggling to contain Murray on that side of the field here. The senior Notre Dame receiver is really giving Bennett some fits. So a couple plays later, again, Notre Dame sticking with that method here, just throwing it inside the 10 and then let Ryan Robinson do the rest in the backfield as Notre Dame adds another touchdown to their total, and we are back to within just 3 points, ladies and germs, a 3-point game. So 3rd and 4 here for the Alabama offense. Allison dropping back to pass, moves around in the pocket, dumps it to Thomas Samples across the middle for a first down, just shy of the Notre Dame 40-yard line. So we're working it in slowly but surely. So 2nd and 4 now. We get across the 40. Allison lays one up here. That one's going to get picked off. And that safety came out of nowhere like a heat-seeking missile. And Allison probably should have been able to see him, but he didn't, man. He just took a prayer on that one. Scotty Mitchell was already kind of in double coverage. And that safety, that help over top just came down. Jesse Allison just didn't read it, didn't see it. So the third quarter is going to come to a close with Notre Dame having the football here. We're going to cut to the beginning of the 4th quarter on a 3rd and 10. Malloy got to get 10, but he wants a lot more than that, and that ball just sails into the grass, and that's going to go absolutely nowhere. So Notre Dame's going to come up empty and have to give us the ball back. So on 1st and 10, Jesse Allison wants a deep shot down the sideline, and it's Carl Mann, the tight end, who hauls this one along the sideline and gets inside the 45 of Notre Dame. And remember now, no more Sean Watts. We haven't really called Carl Mann much at all this year, I don't believe. But here he is, man, with a huge pickup. So nice connection here from the quarterback to the tight end. And now Allison wants to go through the air again, and it's Scotty Mitchell on the other side of the field getting inside the 20, getting inside the 15. And he hauls this one in here and gets brought down. And so we are now moving here with Notre Dame coming up empty here. They really needed points off of that turnover, and it doesn't look like they were going to get it. You know, Allison gives this one up to J.J. Wright, and it looks like he's going to get the first down, but not the touchdown, which is fine. Goal to go. We can probably rely on J.J. Wright to run it in himself here. So on 1st and goal, we really need this insurance score, if at all possible. And J.J. Wright gets held up by the ankle here, can't get into the end zone. So that's going to bring up 2nd and goal now for the Crimson Tide. Jesse Allison going to try and QB sneak it, and he gets absolutely stood up at the goal line. Notre Dame's defensive line is really showing some physicality right now. Really applying the pressure on the front here of our offensive line. Absolutely. So on a 3rd and goal, they need a plan here. Jesse Allison wants to throw for it under pressure immediately, tries to dump it off, but Notre Dame is all over that, man. So we're going to come up empty on this goal line opportunity. Notre Dame, the goal line stand. And on 4th and goal, we're going to rely on John Bellamy. Maybe a controversial call here from Sick Nabin to not just go for it on 4th down. Obviously, a field goal means that Notre Dame needs the touchdown. That's a good place to be in if you're our defense, but there's plenty of time left in this game here. Probably would have been smart to just go for it on 4th here. But either way, Notre Dame's offense still struggling to move just past the first initial sticks here. So on the ensuing kickoff, Notre Dame's going to go 3 and out. They're going to have to give the ball back here. They're just wasting a lot of time. So on this drive, we could effectively kill the rest of the game if we can get a couple big plays and first downs, and there's one of them as we are able to get this one from Allison, I believe, to Andrew Solomon. I think that's who caught that. I think Andrew Solomon made that catch. if I'm not mistaken. I think he did. So cut to another 3rd and 10. Those Notre Dame's defense is really fighting as much as possible, but Allison's able to find Thomas Samples once again, who's had such an amazing game today. Only 3 receptions over 100 yards, man, and they've all been very, very important catches. So cut to another 3rd and 4, but we're under 2 minutes. Notre Dame has no more timeouts to stop the clock, and Jesse Allison, with the 4th reception of the game to Thomas Samples, is able to get into the end zone, and that insurance score should just about all do it here in Tuscaloosa. And so we fought in this entire drive, a couple different 3rd downs here, and now we're going to try and go for the 2-point conversion here, get to 28 points. And we can't do it, man, as Notre Dame's just front 7 here is just really just, or just the defensive line, the linebackers. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how effective they have been on that side of the ball here, especially in that area of the field. Malloy, out of desperation, got to figure something out here, and instead he finds Mario Hughes, the senior free safety, as he hauls that one in, and that's going to ice this ball game, and we're going to walk out of here with another not so pretty but still effective win against a top-ranked team. When it's the number 3 ranked team in the nation, you expect to kind of struggle your way through things, and that's exactly what we did. So I don't know how I don't know why, rather, we didn't struggle nearly as much against the Buckeyes in Columbus, but Notre Dame comes into our house and really makes us earn it, really makes us fight for it, man. This is a one-possession game pretty much through and through, outside of a few different intervals where we were up 10 points, but Notre Dame was never really out of this game. And if you look at the statistical breakdown here, we absolutely outplayed Notre Dame in almost every facet of the game. But it really did not feel like it. And we only had one bad mistake, one bad turnover, and Notre Dame didn't even score off of it. So I'm not really sure why it was so difficult for our offense to just add points. I mean, we still scored 26, which, both sides of the ball did their job. We scored enough to win, and our defense held Notre Dame enough to win. So, it's just kind of a weird game, man. When you follow the tail of this video, it certainly seems like we were fighting a lot more than the stats would indicate that we did. So receiving is a bit of a weird thing, too. No one with more than 5 receptions, but Thomas Samples, of course, leading the charge in many different ways. Pete Barron has a pretty important game, pretty big game, good for him. And Mario Hughes, of course, with the game-icing interception. But heading back to the hub world now, we pick up wins against Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. And guys, Tennessee, okay, they're ranked at 24, but they're 5-4, and they were not ranked when we played them. So we're not looking at the Tennessee game or the Arkansas game this year, guys. The SEC is really having a down year, except for LSU, who is 8-1 and ranked in the top 10 once again. So this is going to be pretty much the last chance to lose. We've broken the record for win streak here, and this is really the only opportunity we have to lose. So hope to see you guys back in Baton Rouge, man, when we play the Tigers.